Hi everyone, this is Angela from Stamp with Angela, and I'm excited to have you join me here today. Today's Facebook Live is something a little bit different. We're going to do some mystery stamping. So whether you've joined me because you know that we're doing mystery stamping today, or whether you're just coming on because it's our usual Thursday Live, I appreciate you being here. And it'd be lovely to have you craft along with me as well. So if you're here, let me know where you're from and if you're going to be crafting with me. Now, if you've come on and you're a little bit unprepared for this, that's okay. You've got two choices. You can still watch today and see what we're up to and then make it in your own time, or you can, go gather your stuff quickly and then come together and we can make this mystery card. So I'll quickly go through. I shared on my Facebook page and on my blog and in my newsletter what we needed for today's card. There's not too many supplies and things. Basically, you need some coloured cardstock, a little bit of DSP, a contrasting coloured cardstock that obviously will coordinate with the DSP. If you're wondering what's DSP? DSP is a Stampin' Up word for designer series paper, which is basically some pattern paper. So I started with the pattern paper. I chose that first and then chose my colours around that. So you could go Christmas themed or just something, general. It's totally up to you. Then obviously we need a bit of ink, stamps, and some kind of main image, so stamped image or something like that. So if you want to quickly grab those supplies, then you'll be able to craft with me. So I'll show you what I've got and kind of quickly go over sizes, but you might already be ready with those things on hand. So we've got Linda here. Hi, Linda. Are you going to craft with us today? Someone else is joining. I know sometimes daytime maybe doesn't suit quite so much. So, but the good thing is you can watch this recording later. And sometimes it just gets tricky for me doing evenings because of my kids are running around and that kind of thing. Although now, they finish school and stuff. All right. So thank you for joining me today. If you've just come in, we're doing mystery stamping today. And so what that means, I will talk you through the different steps, but I'm not showing you what I'm making, which is often what I do with my crafting is I'll show you what I'm making, but I'm telling you the steps and then you get to make it. And then we'll look at the end and see what the creation is and how it looks. And you might end up doing it slightly different. That's okay. But hopefully it inspires you and gives you a new way of doing your crafting. So let me change down to my table and I'll show you what I've got. And you can see if you've got the same kind of supplies ready to go. All right. So here is my craft table. So I have got some, just moving things over so I can see hopefully. All right, so I've got my card base, which is here. Oops, we're there. So that's just half of an A4 scored in half, cut in half. So 14.85 by 21 scored at 10.5. Then I've got another piece, same color, and that's just a fraction smaller. That is 14.3 by 10. Then we need our designer series paper. So I said vertical, so this way. And that size is 6.5 by 11.5. Then we've got a contrasting color. So you'll see this gray is in here. From memory, I think it's gray granite. This piece is 7 by 9 centimeters. And then I also said you need like a circle or something as well. So I've got my circle here. So it could be just a die cut circle or a punched out circle. Even if you don't have a circle, just do a square or something. Just have a kind of focal shape. Then you might stamp into that, or you might stamp elsewhere and then put it on later. What else do we need? We need some ribbon or twine or something, some embellishments, a sentiment, and some scrap paper for your sentiment. So I've just got a little piece of my sentiment, and I'm just going to use one of these stamps. You might need slightly bigger piece of paper. If you've got a slightly bigger or longer sentiment, you can make it work for you. All right, so who's got their supplies ready? Oh, wow, Linda's got the same colour and same stamp set. Oh, look about that. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the clues and let you know what to do. Now, I do often like to print these out, but my printer was not cooperating and would not print very well or won't print at all. So you're going to have to listen for the instructions. So I'll kind of show you what pieces you want and we'll go from there. So you've got a piece of cardstock. Oh, the other thing I had too was an embossing folder. So you got an embossing folder on hand. So this piece here, the 14.3 by 10 centimeter piece, you're going to choose an embossing folder that you've got and you are going to emboss that and then you're going to stick it onto the card front. So I will give you a few minutes, well, a minute or so to do that, and then we'll come back and put it all together. So I'm going to do that as well. Emboss that and then bring it. Right, I confess I actually prepared that one earlier, okay? So you're going to emboss your piece with it, whatever you want. I just find it looks a bit boring because there's not really much to look at when we're doing this. So maybe I'll chop and change between me a little bit since there's not a lot to look at because I'm not showing you the card as such. So let me just change my screen around. So if you've got any questions, just ask. So the first thing we're doing is we are embossing, dry embossing our coloured piece of card, which is a little bit smaller than our front of our card base. So I see a few more people have joined us now. So if you're crafting along with us, I'd love to know because then I know how long to wait and see how you're going with each step. All right, so that first thing is embossing. So have any of you done any mystery stamping before? I did this back in September. The first time I kind of did this online, it was lots of fun. And I think people enjoyed it. And then you've got like a new card template that you can use, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. All right, so Linda is done. Who else is crafting with me? Some of you might be on Facebook, some of you might be on YouTube, but I appreciate you taking part. Or maybe if you need more time, if you're still doing it and you are crafting with me, just write a quick comment. Please wait, and I'll wait. Otherwise, some of you may just be watching and doing later. But the fun of mystery stamping is actually taking part with us. So if you're watching the recording and you haven't got your supplies because it's recorded, you can quickly, sorry, I'm just adjusting my mic. You can run off, get your supplies, and then you can actually make it with us. So sometimes there's a bit of delay in comments. No one's saying that they need more time. So we will go on with the next step. So with that emboss piece, you're going to adhere it onto the front of your card. I'm not sure if I said that, but so you've got your emboss bit, glue it, tape it, whatever you like, onto the front of your card. So when you've done that, let me know. I'll use Linda as a guide here because she is participating. And then I will look at clue number 2. All right. And maybe put actually this is still clue 1. We'll number the clues, otherwise I'm not going to know which part you've done, if you know what I mean. So, all right, have you glued that on, adhered it on? All right, next step. Clue number 2. So you have got a piece of patterned paper, like so. You need some paper snips. And you're going to cut a banner at the bottom. So a banner is when you have that little up down kind of shape on it. I'll show you how I cut it, and don't make it too big, okay? So mystery stamping, I'm not sure how much I'm meant to tell you, but so at the bottom I like to go up like this, then I cut to that middle piece, but just a small banner because we want to see lots of the paper like that. Okay, so that's what a banner is in case you don't know. All right, so this is now clue number 2. So I want you to cut that banner, and then I want you to glue that in the middle of the front of your card. Okay, So when you've done that, say 2 done. So you can come back to me and look at me instead. So clue number 2, cut the banner and then adhere it into the middle front of your card. Okay, so I'll give you some time to do that. Right, there's a few people watching. Is there anyone else that is crafting with us? I'd love to know. Be cool if you are crafting with us, or maybe you haven't done mystery stamping, you weren't quite sure what that entails, so you're not sure, but you'll know for next time. All right, so cut that banner shape and adhere it onto the front of your card. I should probably do this too, and then I can sort of know how long you need. That would be a good idea. So I'm not going to show you what I'm doing because it's a surprise. It's a mystery until the end. But I will glue those things on. And I hope my instructions are good. So let me know if you are watching this, but you find it hard to join during the day. And if, you know, evening might be better. Maybe for a mystery stamping one. All right, 2 is done. Excellent. Okay, so moving on to clue number 3. This involves a little bit of stamping. So you've got your other piece of card. All right, so we're going to have it horizontal, which is this way. And you're going to stamp some kind of pattern on the back. So you're either going to stamp in the same color as this card, or maybe you've got some Versamark. If you stamp in Versamark, then it comes out that same color. So just find a bit, you don't want anything too busy, but just stamp something in the background. So what am I going to do? I don't know what I did on my, I used a different stamp set for the background thing. I'll have to use what I've got here. All right, and I'm going to use Versamark. So I kind of want to show you what I'm doing, but then that's not really how mystery stamping works. The idea is to not show what you're doing, and it's a mystery until the end. So I'm struggling not to show you, but that's kind of how it works. So is anyone else joining in, or is it just Linda who is stamping with us today? All right. So let me know when 3 is done. I've done mine, but, you know, I know what I'm doing, so I might be a bit quicker than you. All right, let's have a look. I can't quite see. Oh, we've got some other people stamping with us. And if you've got questions, please ask as well. Okay, who else is... I can't see the... Whoops. Oh, I didn't know that I could do that. Watching, but we'll make later. Oh, that's cool, Karen. Yep, excellent. I didn't realize I could actually show. I learned something new. I clicked on it and I can bring the comments up. So there we go. That was something new. All right, 3 is done. Okay, so I've got my bit all stamped as well. So then what we're going to do is, checking my instructions here, we are going to adhere that. So remember, it's horizontal, so this way, onto the middle of the card, but you've got to see some of the pattern paper up the top and a little bit down the bottom. Okay, so it's in the middle of the card, it's horizontal, and you can still see some of the patterned paper above. Now I've glued this flat or taped it flat. We'll do some other lifting up of things later. So that should be fairly quick. So that's still part of 3. Sorry, I forgot to tell you what to do with it once you put it on. All right, I'm not sure how straight my things are. There we go. All right, so gluing that on. Then we're going to move on to clue number 4. So clue number 4 is... Or was that 4? Sorry. Let me think. No, that was 4. Okay. Yeah, so 4 was gluing it down. Okay. Now we're moving on to stamp 5. Okay, so you're going to have your main feature of your card. So remember I had my circle. So I don't know what kind of shape you've got. If you want to, you can stamp directly onto that circle. Or you might want to stamp on a scrap piece of paper and then punch it out or cut it out or something like that. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to actually have something cut out. I'm going to and put it on the front of my card. Is that going to fit? I'm going to do something slightly different on the second one that I'm doing here. So I'm going to, so you can either stamp on the circle or on something else, and then we'll adhere it later. Well, once you've stamped it or cut it out or whatever, you can adhere it to your circle. If you want to, I'm going to put mine on with dimensional, so it kind of raises it up. Yeah, I am going to raise it up a bit. So if that works for you, you can. So I'm cutting something out here. You can't quite see what it is, so it's hopefully a surprise. So rather than stamp, I'm cutting something out of the DSP to put onto my card front. But I've got a few samples to show you, and some of them will include some stamped shapes as well. All right, so this is clue number 5. So once you've got your die cut shape, adhere it to your circle, and with dimensionals if you wish, and then we'll do the next step. All right, so what are you thinking? Oh, I need to scroll down to see comments. What do you think of this mystery stamping? I know for some people it's quite hard. You like to know what you're going to make in the end. So it's a bit hard not knowing the finished product, but trusting the process. So I get that. It works for some people, but not for everyone. So some of you may watch to the end and then have a go at making it. So that's cool too. Hopefully it just gives you some new ideas and inspires you. All right, so I'm adhering my picture or image to my circle. Then I'll tell you what to do next. I'm just trying to stick it down. Okay. All right, what do my instructions say? So next step is number 6. We've got to now put that circle onto the center of that colored piece that we stuck down before. Now it's up to you. You can do it flat. You can do it dimensionals. Totally up to you. I think I'm going to go for some dimensionals. Now, do you guys know what stamping dimensionals are? Okay, so there's a couple of you that are watching and going to do it later. That's cool. I appreciate you joining me. So Merida, thanks for doing that. Karen's going to do that later as well. So all good. All right. I appreciate you joining me. So that's cool. Maybe next time you'll craft along with me. All right. So Meredith's from Motueka, is it? I know Linda's from Invercargill. Not sure where, can't quite remember where Karen is from, but appreciate you being here. Okay, so that was step number 6, so adhering our circle onto our card. Now we need a sentiment. Okay, so have it on a little strip or something like that, and then we're going to adhere it. Now, the place I want you to adhere it to is to just below your circle and slightly to the right. Okay, so you've got your circle. This is going to be mirrored, so I don't know if that's going to work. So underneath it, and then your right. Okay, so stamp your sentiment. What sentiment am I going to do? Let me have a look and see. All right. So today you're getting to see me more than you are the actual table because I can't show you what I'm doing. Where are my other samples? Okay, so I'm going to stamp my little sentiment and then adhere it to the right, bottom right, or directly underneath if you want. I like to the right. That looks good. If you want to angle an end or something on the sentiment, you can. Trim it slightly if it's a bit too long. Okay. Work out where that's going to go. Are we good? All right. So that was clue number 7. Step 6, stick to the card. Yep. So that's 6 was put the circle on the card. 7 is we're adding our sentiment to the card. Okay? So I'm going to sneeze. Not good. No, it's gone. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so that was, my base is actually Misty Moonlight, which is what I'm using. Okay, we're nearly there. Only a couple more steps to go. So we've stamped our sentiment, we've adhered it below the circle to the right. Now I want you to tie a bow with some ribbon or twine and then put it to the left of the sentiment. Okay, so it's underneath the circle to the left of the sentiment. So let's do that. Find some ribbon, twine, something that you like, and put that on. And of course, mine has gone somewhere. What can I use? Where is mine gone? All right, so tying a ribbon and then or a twine or something and putting that on your card. Here we go, found it. So I'm going to do that quickly. All right, and then I would probably use something like a glue dot to adhere that to your card. All right. So as big or as small as you like, depending on how it works. I'm actually going to do, because I've got twine, I'm sort of going to do a, what do you call it? Like a double bow, because you can't see much otherwise. It sort of disappears. Okay, what else have we got? Then, are you keeping up? Let's have a look. Simbasic, how do you tie a bow? I find that difficult. Okay, I'll change cameras and I'll show a couple of ways of how I tie a bow. So I'm going to use, this is not what's going on my card, but it's probably a bit thicker than, what do you call it? The twine, so it's a bit easier to see. Okay, so for me, I make a loop and then I make another loop and I twist it round and I do it like that. I'll show you again, and then I just adjust the bows. So I'll do that again and I cut it off, and then I'll show you another way you could do it as well. So just kind of, this is how I tie my shoelaces. So tie a loop, hold it, and then I go around and through, and then you might just need to adjust them. Another way of tying a bow is if you get two loops. Some people find this an easier way of doing it, and then you just basically tie it through like you're starting to tie your shoelaces, and then pull. So it's going to be way too long. Let me try that again. Maybe I need to do it a bit closer together. So two loops and then just put one through the middle. That's better. And then just adjust the, I don't know what tails, I suppose, to get the sort of size that you want. So that's another way of doing it. If I'm doing a double bow, I do it even differently again. And double bows look very cool. I'll show you with this because it's a bit thicker than the usual linen thread. So what I do is I have 3 fingers and I hold it to there, and I go around once and twice, and I finish at the top. All right, so I've got an end up here and an end down there. Then I kind of squeeze it in the middle. So basically you've got 2 loops either side and 2 end pieces. Now you need to hold that and tie another piece around it. Now if you find that hard to hold, my little secret is, I'm not quite sure how it's going to work with this thick stuff. This was wrapped around a present that was on my table, so that's why I'm using it. Get a glue dot. Whoops. There's a glue dot. Stick it on my table. Put it on to hold it in place. Put that on to hold it in place. And then just tie a knot. like so. Now this is really thick, so it's not going to look as nice as it does with twine, but you can kind of see, and then trim as you need to. So let me see if I can show you that with linen thread too, just to give you the idea. Whoops, I've just pulled that off the wrong card. So, and then basically after you've tied your bow, you're going to add your embellishments. I'm just trying to find a piece of linen thread that I can use that's not knotted here. So different ways of tying a bow, and this is okay. So I've got my piece here. Like I said, it's very thin. So one end here, wind it round up to the top, wind it round up to the top. So now I've got them finishing at different ends. I'll grab my glue dots to hold it in place. Put my straight bit down. This one's actually got a knot in the middle. Where's my sticky bit? I'll just put that there. Put that on top and tie a bow. So when I use linen thread, I quite like to do a double bow because it just looks a little bit more fuller because it's quite thin otherwise. So I'm adhering this. Now I might want that one to be a bit shorter, so I'm going to cut that one shorter. So Meredith, I hope that helped a little bit. All right, if you don't want to put ribbon on, that's fine. So then you're going to put embellishments. My recommendation would be like 3 odd numbers are good. Could be rhinestones, gems, whatever you like. And then if you want to, I'm going to use these sparkly ones. If you want to, you can, what was I going to say? You can do something on the inside. So I'll give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing. All right. So if you're doing something on the inside, you might want to stamp something or put a piece of DSP on the inside, something like that. All right, how are we going? Are we ready to show our cards? So I'll show you what I've done. And then if you want to, obviously you can't hear because it's live, but in the comments afterwards, you could show me your cards. Oh, Meredith, I'm glad that was helpful, showing you how to tie a bow. There's different ways of doing it. And it's always hard on camera, but hopefully that helped. Okay. All right, let me show you my card. So this is one I'm making just now. So you'll see my embossed background, my DSP with the banner part. This here I've stamped in the background just to give it a bit of a pattern. So I used this stamp here. So for my main focal point, I used the Designer Series paper and I just fussy cut it out to put it on. My sentiment here, thanks, is from the Saying Said. Oh, Simply Said, sorry. Stamp. Here is my linen thread double bow, and then I've added some embellishments to it. So that was cool. Now, I actually did this for a team activity online a few weeks ago. So I've made a few samples to show them, what else you could do as well. And so I've got another similar one using the same paper, but slightly different. So here it is as well. So you'll see same thing, Misty Moonlight, same background, but this time here I've used a different stamp in the background. This one is the layered leaves or something like that for my background. And because this was a lot smaller, there was a lot of white. So I actually got my blending brush and added a bit of blue. I think it might have been boho blue that I had on that blending brush, just to sort of, so you can do that kind of thing. And then I've added some rhinestones. Now, if you're going for a Christmas theme, here are some other ones that I have done. So you probably see me use it lots, the Reindeer Fun set. So I love this die. So this is one where I've done a die cut on it. So we've got garden green and real red. And then I've used the sort of plaid look of the, what do you call it? The Reindeer Days, I think it is, Designer Series paper. So I don't want something too patterny in the background. And then I've stamped the bells from, I don't know if you can see it very well on the red in the background of that one. And then use my peppermint elements for my embellishments. And this time I used some of the red and the white baker's twine to go with that. So that worked quite well. And then another one I did is kind of opposite colours. So I've got real red base with garden green. And I just realised every single time I've used the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, which is in the current mini catalogue, I've used paper again from the reindeer. And this time I've gone for the holly. So that's more green on the red. Sorry, just got to adjust the microphone. And I've used a different little Merry Christmas. Oh no, same sentiment, sorry, from that set with some of those peppermint embellishments. And this time I've stamped the little stars in the background. Can you see that? So that's cool. So quite a versatile design, as it were. So you could use this layout now. Make Christmas cards, birthday cards. Sometimes you just don't quite know what to make. So, yeah, this is what you can do. So I've used the Winterly Treetops kind of suite here with the paper and this, well, not the stamps actually, but one could. This is the Humble Home I've used on this one as my centerpiece. So this is stamped and heat embossed in the white and then punched out. And then we've got the reindeer, but it's the same layout. So whether you've done it as a mystery stamping or not, you know, you can give it a go. You've got the measurements and you can try and make this particular card. All right, let's come back here. So I'm just having a look. Oh, so Meredith loves the paper and the stamp set. Is that the Winterly Treetop one? That's cool. Elizabeth has joined us. Yay. Just checking through questions and things. All right, any other questions? Today was a bit different, so let me know what you think of the mystery stamping. Maybe I could do this every now and again, once a month or something. Let me know if maybe evening is better for a mystery stamping rather than during the day. I don't know. You can obviously do the recording too. So I hope you had fun. And the idea was to hopefully have you guys crafting along with me as well, whether you're doing it now or later, and coming up with something fun. So if you're needing some Christmas cards or birthday cards, there's these cards that we have made using today's layout. And you can check out the dimensions and what you need on my blog. I will share the instructions too. I'm just trying to work out how or where I can share those to help you if you want to recreate it as well. So let me know what you think, and I hope you had fun. Linda, I appreciate you joining in and crafting with me. And if anyone else did, or if you make this later, then please share a photo of your creation. I'd love to see how you interpreted the instructions and what you did too. All right, so just to give you an update of what's happening and things, obviously it's getting close to Christmas. And I'm just looking at the date and things. So next week will actually be Boxing Day. So I won't have a live next week. We'll have a bit of a break over Christmas, New Year, and then I'll get back into it again. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and, you know, an enjoyable, relaxing time and things. And I'll look forward to coming back with you with my lives after that. If you are in need of some last-minute Christmas presents, either you need something for a crafting friend or someone needs to buy for you, I've got the perfect solution. Gift vouchers or gift certificates. So they can get in touch with me, or you can get in touch with me and get a gift certificate for whatever value you want. And I can just email that to you, and then that can be printed off and given at Christmas time. So you could use it on classes or product through Stampin' Up, as long as it's ordered through me. So if someone still needs to get you a present, you don't know what, gift certificates are a great way to go. So feel free to pass on my details if someone else is buying for you, or you contact me if you would like to buy one for someone else. And yeah, whatever value you like, $20, $40, $50, $100, whatever you like, just let me know. Cool. Just a reminder that our mini catalogue, this one here, is finishing up towards the end of December, early January. The 6th of January is the last one for this. Some product is retiring and has gone into the last chance products. Now, once it's sold out, that's it, it's gone. But if it doesn't quite sell by the 6th of January, it can actually remain in there longer, even though a new catalogue is coming. So that's one advantage of this new last chance products. But then again, you know, if it's something you really want, you don't want to miss out because it's sold out. So be aware of that. And then starting 7th of January, we have got, I'll put it here so you can see it the right way. We have got our mini catalogue, our new mini catalogue starting up. So that's exciting. And I'm in the process of packaging them up and sending out catalogues. So hopefully they'll go in the mail today, tomorrow. And those of you that have ordered through me or Paper Shares or In Colour Clubs or that kind of thing will be able to get one. And if you're not sure, just contact me and check and I'll send you one. There's Celebration too. I don't think I've got my Celebration brochure here, but that's how you can earn free products. And there's also new online exclusives coming out in January, as well as a scrapbooking brochure, which it won't be in printed form, but it'll be online. So there's lots coming in early January. So that's exciting. So if you've got any questions about that, if you sign up to my newsletter, you'll be kept up to date with all these things. And I'll have some things to share about a paper share and introducing the new catalogue and things with you in the new year. So look out for that, firstly in my newsletter, and then I'll share it on my Facebook page and things too. All right, wonderful. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the mystery stamping. And if you haven't created it yet, why not give it a go? And I'd love to see what you all create. So please feel free to share photos, either send them to me directly or share them on the post. So wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you enjoy Christmas with family and friends and you enjoy a break and things. And also just, remembering what Christmas is all about and why we celebrate Christmas too. So thanks for supporting me this year, whether you're on my getting my newsletter, on these Facebook Lives, reading my blogs, Facebook pages, whatever it is, I do appreciate you. I'm very grateful to be able to share this Stampin' Up journey with you. And I look forward to doing even more with you next year. So reach out to me if I can help in any way. And Merry Christmas, and we'll see you later on.